thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be reviewing STOTT Pilates 5 Basic Principles. Let's begin on our backs. Knees will be bent, heels in line with the sits bones. Arms long by our sides. We're going to start off with breathing. I've picked this position because it leads well into our next principle, which is imprint, but also it's a good opportunity to really feel how much the back of your rib cage either is or is not expanding. So with the arms relaxed by your sides, let's take some nice deep breaths. Inhale through the nose and exhale. As we're breathing, we are oxygenating, we are relaxing, we are activating our abdominal muscles, and we're concentrating on what we're doing. Developing the mind-body connection is very important when doing either Pilates or yoga. Let's move on to imprint. So now we're going to look at our pelvis placement. Join your pointer fingers, join your thumbs. You're going to place the heels of your hands on your hip bones and your pointer fingers on your pubis. When you glance up, you should be able to see your thumbs and your pointer fingers in the same plane. Inhale into the sides of the ribs. And exhale, let the low belly drop toward the spine, tilting the pelvis. Inhale, return back to neutral. And exhale. Inhale, neutral. You want to make sure as you're doing this that you're not feeling your glutes work. So everything down here in the glutes and legs should be nice and relaxed. On that exhale, we're contracting the abdominals on the front. On the inhale, we're lifting with muscles in the back to help get all the way back to neutral. It's not a contract on the front and then relax. It's a contract on the front and now contract on the back to get it all the way back where it needs to be. I have my arms up so that you can see how much my pelvis moves. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. What's important is that your mind talks to your muscles, and your muscles are working in conjunction with the directions your mind is giving it. Now, if you want to check the stability of your pelvis, you can do some leg slides. So I've got the pelvis nice and stable. You can slide out and bring it back up. Slide and up. Now let's move on to rib cage placement. Bring your hands to the outsides of your ribs and then trace that line. Looks like right now my rib cage is angled a little bit up. That's okay. I'm going to put my hands on my ribs. I'm going to re-lengthen my spine. I'm going to ask these muscles right on the inside of the rib cage. Okay, coming on up toward the sternum, all these muscles right here that attach to the ribs, I'm going to ask them to work to help draw my rib cage back in so that now when I feel, my rib cage shoots straight down toward my hips. Okay? Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, you want to try to let the rib cage expand. On the exhale, it contracts. Just like when we did breathing, your rib cage should operate like a bellows. If you're wanting more detailed information, I have some other videos you can find. And now let's add some arm reaches with it. So we've got our rib cage set up. It's angled down toward the hips. We're going to inhale, hinge the arms away from the shoulders. Exhale to bring them back up. This should challenge the rib cage. If my arms go too far, my rib cage is going to want to pop up and raise up toward the ceiling. So you want to make sure as you move, the goal is not to touch the floor behind your head. The goal is to activate the abdominals, to hold your rib cage so it's in line with your pelvis, and then you're using your arms as levers to challenge this muscular strength, okay? So your arms might go all the way back, but it doesn't really matter. It's whatever you need to do to get this strengthening. So let's do 5. Inhale, the arms hinge, and exhale. Last one. All right. Now that we're here, we'll work on some scapular protraction and retraction. Protraction is when the scapulas slide off the sides of your rib cage and then they come on back to neutral. So let's inhale, reach the arms up, letting the scapulas or shoulder blades slide off the side of your rib cage. Then exhale them back to neutral. And again, inhale, let them slide off. Exhale back to neutral. Now retraction is when the shoulder blades slide toward each other on your back. In this position where your shoulder blades are probably already a little bit confined based off of the grippiness of your mat, instead of thinking about pulling your shoulder blades together, I want you to think about your humerus here, which is your arm bone. The head of the humerus sits right here in the shoulder capsule. I want you to think about letting the head of the humerus come down toward the floor. So instead of thinking about moving the shoulder blades for this one, let's think about just letting the arms drift down and then come back to neutral. Inhale. And do you feel how when the arms come down, yeah, your shoulder blades have to move for that to happen. It can't happen without the shoulder blades moving. Inhale, coming down. Exhale, neutral. Inhale. Good. Now we're going to talk about our head placement. So for the head placement, you want to have a nice long cervical spine. You want to feel the back of your head down into the mat. Your chin will be tucked slightly. When I was in training, they told us, imagine you're holding an orange between your chin and your chest, and you don't want to juice the orange. So you don't want to shove your chin down towards your chest. That's not what we're going for here. But you want to have a nice, long, neutral cervical curve back here. And you want to check that your forehead and your chin are in the same plane. If you are looking at objects behind you, you are not in neutral. You want to be looking straight up at the ceiling. And even then, check things out to make sure that that chin isn't just a little bit too high. In this position, take a nice deep breath. Feel your collarbones broaden. And this would be your starting position for many Pilates exercises such as ab prep or the 100. The idea behind the 5 basic principles is that is a neutral spinal alignment with all the correct curves for your spine in all the correct places. When you are doing Pilates, your goal is to strengthen the muscles so that they can hold you in that neutral spine all day long as you're moving so that you can feel wonderful. So when you're practicing Pilates, it's very important that you be mindful of your neutral positioning and where everything is set up. Thank you very much. If you have enjoyed this video, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can sign up for my free weekly newsletter over on my website, www.custompilatesandyoga.com. Thank you.